Alrighty. How are we doing, guys? How we doing? It is Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday. Um, I wasn't gonna stream today, but I felt like streaming. I was kind of bored. There were a couple things I wanted to do. There were a couple things I wanted to do, and so here I am. Here we are. I do think today is mostly gonna be pretty chill. I don't know how long I'll be live. I think we're mostly just gonna check out some stuff. I really wanted to take a look at one, what is going on with D'Angelo and Caleb Hammer. So we're gonna take a look at whatever the hell Candace got into today, because gotta keep up. And then we'll watch D'Angelo's video, re Caleb Hammer here. Let me actually just show you. Here we go. Re Caleb Hammer. And then I wanted to see what was going on with Gabby Hanna. I know she got married recently, which is crazy. So I've got a spill sesh video from a week ago that we can take a look at here too. And I also wanted to take a look at Gabby's TikTok, which I do have pulled up over here. I can't tell if she's having another, I don't want to say manic episode, but that's what these are, right? Like that, like we can all admit at this point that that is what is happening here. I can't tell if that's what's happening though this time, or if this is like a new religious psychosis thing that she has going on. So we can take a look at that later. But first, first, it's Black History Month, everybody. It's Black History Month, and I gotta be honest with you, I love Black History Month. I'm working on a video right now, and I might work on it a little bit today, just during the stream if we end up having time, because I don't know. I've got a lot of like reading and research to do right now, or just a lot of typing and stuff to do. But I'm working on a video, and it's Black History Month. We're talking about shit. I'm excited. That's all I'm gonna say right now. But let's just get into it. Let's see what Candace was doing today, and then we can jump into the D'Angelo and Caleb Hammer stuff. Uh, I wanted to see if Caleb had like posted anything on Twitter. I know he has a Twitter. Yeah, Caleb Hammer. This guy sucks, by the way. I think he's just the worst. um, like I just kind of a loser, man. I don't know. These finance bros are just I can't show that on stream. Oops, you didn't see that. But yeah, let's just get into it. We'll take a look at this later. But let's just pop on into it. He's like, someone named D'Angelo made a disgusting hit piece about me. I'm responding to it live right now on YouTube. Come join. Like I watched, okay, so I did watch, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I did watch D'Angelo's video, and it was not like crazy. It was not anything that you need to make this huge fuss about, man. Like they're kind of crazy. Oh my god. All right. Let's just go. Let's just start with Candace. See what she's doing today. See what she's got for us. I'm sure she's cooked up something real special for us today.
Good evening.
Oh boy, are you excited? Are you as excited as I am? All right, let's just get through this because then we can get to the D'Angelo stuff, which I really want to get to today. But here's Candace. I don't know what is she even talking about today. Uh, balls so hard. The Epstein files. Okay. Oh, she's doing the Epstein files today. She's possibly taking a step away from. Nope, nope. Definitely still talking about Charlie Kirk today. Okay. Peter Thiel gets friendly with Epstein in the new document drop. Nicki Minaj says your favorite artists are in the satanic cult. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to look at was Nicki's we can do that right now actually. We can do that right now. Let's take a look at what Nicki is up to because oh boy. Oh boy. Here, hold on. Let me just let me just get that right now. See what because Nikki was she had some shit to say last night or today about especially about the Grammys. They made hold on. Hold on. Oh, also, I guess she did a fucking interview with Stephen Miller's wife and I just oh my god. This is incredible. Like this is an incredible path we have gone down here, Nikki, and I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Um, let me see. Where did it start? Where did it start? Where did it start? Somewhere in here. Um, okay, yeah, it starts around here. Here we go. Okay, let me just because I am gonna record this. So 1 second. All right, so Nicki Minaj has been kind of on one yet again. Last night was the Grammys, and she really did not like some of the things they said because they did make a joke about her not being there. That seems to have struck a chord. And on top of her recent MAGA pivot, right wing, weird embrace, crash out, whatever you want to call it, she is now just shit talking the Grammys in an incredible fashion, saying some incredible things. You've got starting with should I do a story time about who's been doing what? And I don't even know what she's referring to there. Oh, here, this is some of the good shit. This is some of the good shit, right? Because we can go back to she's going after Jay-Z and Beyonce real hard, which isn't necessarily a shocker. But I will say, for Nicki Minaj to be trying to call Jay Z a predator and making it out like they have an inappropriate relationship or the ages were inappropriate when it started, which I don't know anything about that. I'm not here to defend Jay Z. but it is a little bit pot calling the kettle black because hey, Nikki, I mean, who the fuck is this behind you in this goddamn like who's that right behind you, Nikki? Who's that behind you, Nikki? Nikki, who's that behind you? I mean, if we're calling out predators, can we talk about your brother? Like, what are we doing? Like, you don't get to do this shit. You don't get to do this shit. It's disingenuous, it's bullshit, it's a joke, and it makes you look pathetic. Like, you don't get to be like, Jay-Z's a predator. Meanwhile, Nikki, you have an entire fucking history involving predators. If someone is a Nicki Minaj has never seen a predator she didn't love. Okay? Oh my god. Um oh my god. So yeah, she posted that. Oh, where was the oh, where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we've got, are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote if you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. And then, attached with a picture of Jay-Z and with the ages attached. And again, I say, Nikki, 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 who's that behind you, Nikki? Who's that behind you, Nikki? Hmm. Okay. So we're not doing this. We're not doing the whole. Well, again, I'm not here to defend Jay Z. I don't even know shit about all that. But I really don't think Nicki Minaj gets to start throwing rocks about predators and that kind of shit when she has openly defended not only her husband but her brother and other people in her life who are predators. Once again, Nicki Minaj has never seen a predator she didn't love. Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood, however, the jig is up. Oh, okay. We're doing full, like, it's this is religious psychosis. No, like, can we all agree? Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say that this is some sort of manic religious psychosis? Because when you start talking like this, you're on a whole other level. Like, this bitch is talking about the Grammys, dog. Like, do I think they are getting up to some freaky shit at the Grammys? Sure. Uh, do I think they are sacrificing babies for blood rituals? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably not. Probably not. Unlikely. Listen, I will eat crow if it is ever confirmed that Hollywood is a fucking satanic blood cult. I will eat fucking crow. If we ever get, proper uh, confirmation on that regard, I will admit that I'm wrong. I'll take the L on that if I must. But until that day comes, I am gonna say freaky, if even illegal and fucked up shit, definitely, definitely. Baby blood cult. Mm, I gotta draw the line somewhere. I gotta draw the line somewhere, and I'm gonna say it's at the baby blood cult. Okay, maybe an adult blood cult. I could see that. I could see that. Also, she's fucking obsessed with these goddamn Chucky memes, bro. Look at this shit. They sabotaged my documentary because I spoke about abuse that I suffered. They've been trying to stall all my projects in hopes I'd lose a bunch of money and beg them for help. Their leaders will think it's a joke. The destruction that's about to come down on them isn't funny. I told y'all to leave me alone. Now you'll understand why you should have just sat there and taken your meds. She keeps getting hit with community notes too. Nick- Nicki Minaj condemning adults sexualizing minors is hypocritical. Her brother Jelani Mirage was convicted of predatory sexual assault of a child, and her husband Kenneth Petty is a registered sex offender with a 1995 attempted rape conviction. And once again, that does not even include the fact that Nicki Minaj has actively gone after the victims of her fucking or the victim of her husband before, and she has stood by her brother like actively like paying for his, all of his shit, which, I mean, hey, everyone has a right to a trial. So that's like, for me personally, that's a little bit lower on the condemnation list, but it's still a little, well, when you add it to the pile, it's pretty fucked. um Maybe I should discuss the brainwashing techniques they use. Please do, Nikki. You know what? Fuck it. I want to hear it. What? Let's hear the brainwashing techniques, Nikki. Let's hear it. Uh, more Chucky. So much. So much. Oh, and here we go. Here's the good stuff. Yep, here we are. This is where, yep. They're flying in immigrants to vote because they reneged on all the promises they made to African Americans and can no longer get the African American vote by default. They're causing distractions in the streets to distract from the billions they stole from taxpayers. Bitch, I don't even think you wrote this. Like, this doesn't even sound like a Nikki tweet. This sounds like someone in the administration wrote this shit for her. Is she actively just working with the administration now? I mean, yeah, probably. Cause listen to this. Listen, that's not fucking Nikki. Imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a 16-year-old in this day and age, and how y'all would have his head on a platter. The guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the Shade Room and more. They're flying in immigrants to vote because they reneged on all the promises they made to African Americans and can no longer get the African American vote by default. They're causing distractions in the streets to distract from the billions they stole from the taxpayers. I don't think Nicki Minaj wrote that shit. I really don't. Any Christian who votes Democrat again is a fool. They're showing people that it's okay to disrupt a church during worship. I think it is okay to do that, but that's, my hot take. This is how they truly feel about you. The veil is lifted. No morals, no integrity. It's not enough for them to have an opinion. They've escalated to physical intrusion of places of worship. The demons inside of them are so bothered all the time. Like, this sounds more like Nikki than this tweet does. Than this, they're flying in immigrants to vote because they reneged on all the promises they made to African Americans and can no longer get the African American vote by default. Like, I really, am I crazy? Am I crazy? That doesn't sound like Nikki. Like, just compared to like all the other tweets that she has made, it sounds like something someone wrote for her to post. Am I the only one who thinks that? Is anybody else in here? Also, yeah, she's also an immigrant, so like, what are we doing? She's literally an immigrant. Um, she's literally an immigrant. I wanna, I wanna take a look at. Here you go. I wanna view the quotes. Flying in immigrants to vote. Hold on, I gotta tweet. 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 Follow me on Twitter, Loxley. Also hit that like button for me. But I gotta tweet. I feel like I'm insane, but it just doesn't even sound like her. Not that it matters, but not that it matters, but I just I'm so curious. The LGBT, oh god. The LGBT has also started seeing through the veil and it has them pissed off. Interesting that she included T here. Doesn't she not support trans people? Wasn't that one of her things? Wasn't she anti-trans? She's been talking about like Navin, oh my god. Gavin Newsom and all his and stuff like that and she was like attacking him for being pro trans, which I don't even think he's that like pro trans, but that was a whole fucking thing, isn't that? Why is she including the T? It has them pissed off. Why are they getting the gay vote by default? They've moved on from the gay vote to flying in people to vote for them. No loyalty to anyone. The gay community should be able to choose every 4 years like everyone else after the Democrats campaign to win your vote. They should not get your vote. Wake up. Oh my god. And why is she going after Chrissy Teigen? What the hell? What sensible, forward thinking, cutting edge, leading nation is having a debate on whether or not there should be voter ID? Like, they're actually fighting not to have people present ID while voting for your leaders? Do you get it? Do you get it now? Fat Lizzo lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. So now she has loose skin and a flop album and a weird charge. Sheesh. Why is she going after Lizzo? What is that? What? LMFAO. George George Clinton, sit your stankin' ass down. Oh lord. I mean porta potty or whatever the fuck your name is. Girl, I was like, wait, what Atomic Dog do? Oh my god. This was the first tweet I saw that I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I realized she was talking about the fucking Grammys. As they do their ritual tonight, God Almighty will reveal himself to them. The ritual will backfire on them. God will not be mocked. Blessed is the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned and put to shame. Watch. Toodles. Love you, Barbs. My interview with Katie Miller comes out tomorrow. Let me know if you guys think we should watch her interview with Katie Miller. Nicki Minaj reveals what made her want to get into politics. Something happened a few months ago. Sometimes people can push you so much that they push you all the way into your next calling. What? Wait, what? What is she talking about?
You've been recently very vocal about politics and social issues. Was there a specific moment that flipped the switch for you? Was it Gavin Newsom? Was it Nigeria? What made you wake up, so to speak?
You know what, Katie? I think that people's steps are aligned. I used to always tell people this when I was growing up, but like I had this strong premonition my whole life that I had a second job to do. Like, and this was, by the way, this was before I even made it in rap. Something inside of me just told me I would have another thing to do. And so actually, the first time I said it out loud or texted it was during the last campaign, the presidential campaign, this last one. I saw something and I texted someone I knew right away, and I said, this is a mistake. And I also said, all of this is making me want to get into politics. So the last thing that really did it was me seeing certain things.
Well, what was it? Why is she being so vague? What was it? What did she see? Why is she being so vague? Why is she beating around the bush? Is this just for the preview? Like, do I have to watch the interview to find out what it is that made her get into politics? What the fuck is happening? What's happening? Like, what is going on? Okay, anyway. Also be sure to give the video and the stream a like for me. Give the stream a like. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Gotta keep it pushing.
The campaign, this recent campaign, presidential campaign, and knowing that I could help because the things that I was saying, it was happening. Like I was saying, oh, this is a bad idea, or this is a good idea, or just, and the things I was saying were coming to fruition. And so it made me think, oh, this is easy. I mean, if it's this easy, then maybe I should do it. And then there was something that happened a few months ago.
Hey, yo. She literally pulled the slop tuber method of politics is so easy. I'ma just jump right in. I'ma just start covering politics. It's so easy, right? Oh my god. Oh, we are so cooked. Nikki. And she still hasn't said like what it is that she saw that made her want to get into politics. She's still being very vague about that. Interesting, Nikki. Interesting. Why are you being so vague, Nikki? Nikki.
That if I wasn't going to do it before, something happened a couple months ago.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say that sometimes
Bitch. Bitch. You can't you can't you can't do that. You can't do that, dog. You can't do that. What do you mean you don't want to talk about it? That's the whole fucking point of the interview. What do you think an interview is for, Nikki? It's for you to talk about shit like that. What does she mean she doesn't want to talk about it? Like, what is this? Is this some private experience that she had? Like, the question was, what made her want to get into politics? And she answered by saying she saw some things that happened. And so there's some world event that occurred that made Nicki Minaj want to get into politics. And for some weird reason, she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to tell you what it is. Could it perhaps be that she's just making it up? That there is no real catalyst for her wanting to get into politics other than she thought it would be easy and she thought she could grift with it, specifically towards right wingers? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting, Nikki. Fascinating. Like, what the fuck do you think an interview is for?
people can push you so much that they push you all the way into your next calling, into your next blessing, into your next life. And that's what happened with me.
I gotta call bullshit, my friend. I can't wait for the whole thing. Love this. Sometimes life pushes us harder than we expect, and it's amazing when that push leads to purpose. Wishing Nikki all the courage and strength as she follows this new calling. Oh, man. A queen. Honestly, I respect that. Being pushed around can really make you want to speak up and do your own thing. Not gonna lie, that's kinda inspiring. Can't wait. I love this. Nikki viewing from a higher window many can't. Love this. Charlie Kirk deadass said he didn't like Nikki, so I'm confused. Love you, Nikki. You got this. Follow God. Emoji fucking spam. Look at all these. What the fuck? Proud of Nikki. You make me proud. Oh, wow. All right. She reveals nothing. She literally revealed nothing. She actually revealed nothing.
You've been recently.
I miss when celebs just made some horrible liquor or restaurant when they were desperate for cash. No, for real. Like, just do a perfume or something. Just do a shitty perfume that we sell in Walmart and get it over with so we can all go home. Like, why? Why are we doing this politics shit, Nikki? Oh my god. Like, she's just not what she's
Drew
what is it? Wait, what was this? Nicki Minaj stands up for Trump against bullying, says she couldn't handle how he was being treated. Oh my fucking god. Oh, poor baby Trump. Everyone's been so mean to him. Oh my god. Like, that's a grown ass man. That is a, what, 80 something year old man? 70 something, 79? Like, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's fucking old. That is a grown ass man. What do you mean he's being bullied? That is the fucking president of the United States. What do you mean he's being bullied?
you in the most? Is it immigration? Is it the economic policy? Is it religious freedoms? What specifically, answers that calling that you talk about?
Definitely, religious freedom is something that's very important to me. But if I'm being honest, President Trump. Yes. Because when I saw how he was being treated over and over and over, I just couldn't handle it. Like, because I felt that that same, a lot of that bullying and the smear campaigns and all of the lying, I felt that that had been done to me for so many years. And I was watching it in real time happen to someone else.
She's really saying that Donald Trump was bullied and maligned and treated so horribly on the national stage that she felt a kinship with him. And so she got into politics. She felt a calling to come into politics because she was witnessing what had happened to her happen to him. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I need a moment. Okay. All right. Okay. You're you're not serious, dog. You're not fucking serious. This is ridiculous. Like, you don't that's not a reason to get into politics. That's not a oh, I felt my calling because of that. Like, that's not you don't have that's not a serious political opinion. That's not a position. That's not like a policy position, Nikki. There's nothing related to politics there other than you felt bad for Donald Trump. Okay, yeah. Um
And I didn't think he deserved it. And it made me think, I can't do this anymore.
What
what the fuck? Nikki, please be careful. People who expose bad people often get targeted for violence. Stay frosty. Wow, she must hate bullies. I'm gonna check her X account and check out her most recent post. I'm sure she doesn't bully and make fun of people on there. I'm so proud and elated that you have your eyes open to see what is going on. Thank you for standing up. I know it can't be easy for you, but hang in there because you're tough. Trump being bullied and then a picture of Maduro. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about bullies here. Oh, man. Thank you, Nikki, for speaking out. Love her down, but the man was not bullied or had smear campaigns against him. He targets minorities and bullies others, not the way around. No one empowers a good person, and the sooner everyone realizes that, the better. I love how we still have Barbs who can't quite let go of Nikki. So they're like, love her, but Nikki, you're still wrong. Maybe it's time to move on, friends. Bullied? No, he was almost killed twice, and that wasn't enough for her to speak up. This isn't believable. Ooh, she's not winning everybody over. There's some holdouts. I wasn't sure if there were going to be holdouts, but there are some holdouts among the crowd here. Except there's people leave Nikki Malone. Leave Nikki alone. It's like you're stalking all over X just to give her a piece of your mind. I was unfamiliar with your game. The fact that you were up when you were up on so much culture, kudos. Okay, mean girls and mean boys tend to hang out together. Smart and classy and the right amount of sassy. Okay, yeah, that's what Nikki's been getting up to. I guess we'll see how her interview with Stephen Miller's wife goes. I don't even know. It's Katie Miller. Katie, that's her name. I was about to say I don't know her name, but it's Katie. It's Katie. We'll see how her interview goes. Maybe I'll take a peek at it. I'm sure it's going to be so enlightening. She seems so open to talking about herself and discussing her journey into politics. I can't wait to hear what she has to say. All right. All right, let's. Okay, I'm gonna just wrap this up real quick because I am recording. But all right, cool. Thanks for watching this. All right, God, Nikki, you're ridiculous. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, she does have an album coming up, so this could be all for the album. We'll see what happens after March 27th here. Maybe she'll cool down a little bit. Although I thought she said she wasn't releasing new music until I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. All right, let's get through whatever the hell Candace has to say for today. The Epstein files did not surprise me. I'm not too interested in what she has to say about the Epstein files, but we'll give it a couple minutes and see if she's got anything interesting to say. The destruction of the Middle East and controlling the narrative, lingering questions on Charlie's last 48 hours. I'm mostly interested in the lingering questions on Charlie's last 48 hours. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not too interested in what Candace has to say. Oh, there's some Ben Shapiro shit in here though. That's fun. Okay, we'll watch that part for sure, actually. I love her drama with Ben. I can't lie to you. It's some of my favorite shit. But all right, let's see what she's got. Give it to me, Candace. What do you got for me?
Start with the obligatory question. Are we still talking about the Epstein files? Are we still talking about those Epstein files? Yes, actually, we are, Trump. We are, man. I can't believe you're tangled up in this, that you would keep this a secret to protect the elite knowing what you know, what you most definitely know that they are up to. Because if we know, how could you not know? You know who was not surprised at all while reading through the Epstein files? Any person that's been watching this show, and of course the people, especially the people that are in my book club. Shout out to the people that are in the book club, because the book that we are currently reading is so on time right now. Quite literally, we're completing this book on Friday, Sigmund Freud and the Jewish Mystical Tradition. After having read previously The Assault on Truth, those people were...
Bro, what the hell? You ever just see something and you like know it's gotta be anti-Semitic as hell without even looking at it, without even doing any research? Cause here, hold on. Try to find it. Her book club. She's a book club too. That's crazy. I low key want to join just to see what the fuck it's like to be a part of Candace's book club. I bet it's fucking crazy. Yeah, Sigmund Freud and the Jewish mystical tradition. Hmm. Hmm. Hold on here. Hold on here. Sigmund Freud. And the Jewish mystical tradition. God, no, I don't want to try AI mode. Go away. I'm going to actually end everything. Please, please, please let the AI bubble pop and destroy the economy. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Um, it has a 3.7 on Goodreads. Dr. Bakken's book is destined to become a landmark in the study of historical origins of psychoanalysis. American Journal of Psychiatry. In this pioneering work, David Bakken challenges the popular view of Freud as an entirely secular intellectual, schooled in modern culture rather than Jewish traditions. Bakken contends that the father of psychology was profoundly influenced by mystic lore about which he appeared to know very little and which represents the antithesis of scientific method. This work is based on the premise of Freudian psychoanalytic theory, is largely rooted in the Jewish religion, particularly the mysticism of the Kabbalah, and a fascinating interpretation of the blend of personality and cultural history. Bakken explains how Freud's Jewish heritage contributed either consciously or unconsciously to his psychological theories. The author employs Freud's own distinction between being a Jew and the acceptance of Jewish doctrine to demonstrate the effect of Jewish mysticism in the formation of Freud's technical genius, with its focus on the ways in which Freud was and was not Jewish. This study offers a model example of the problem of Jewish identity, as embodied by one of the giants of modern science who profess to be both infidel and Jew. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Got a 1 star here. Picked up this one when reading Bakken's Disease, Pain, and Sacrifice for a class, but didn't read it until just now, decades later. Not knowing much about Kabbalism, but knowing Freud very well, I thought it might be a good entree to Jewish mysticism. It isn't, nor is it a good introduction to Freud. Bakken assumes the reader knows Freud already. The thesis about the role played by Jewish mysticism in the development of psychoanalysis is extremely weak. There are no hard facts indicating Freud drew on Kabbalism, just the bare possibility that he had some exposure to it and might have read about it and occasionally talked about it. A stronger case could be made for Goebbels' National Socialism being an influence on me, as I only own books by and about it, but I've actually read them. As I not only own books by and about it, but I've actually read them. As regards Kabbalism, if you are if you are as ignorant as I am about the literary book, okay. I disagree with another review which says that the links between Freud's psychoanalysis and the Jewish mystical tradition are tenuous. To my mind, it's actually ridiculous to suggest that Freud's Jewish background and identity and encounter with violent anti-Semitism in his life would not impact his work. It's also a wild stretch to believe that Freud was utterly original, unique among geniuses, when his work is clearly built off the mystical tradition he was living with. God, this is crazy. Look, I don't know much about this topic, but I do think it's interesting the books that Candace chooses for her book club. They tend to follow a theme, and whether or not this book is anti-Semitic, I'm sure Candace is going to make it anti-Semitic real quick.
Having read previously The Assault on Truth, those people were not surprised at all because I took you through it. What Sigmund Freud and his B'nai B'rith Freemason boys actually believe about you, what they believe, how they have accomplished things, this false dialectic, their means to accomplish running Western society, breaking apart Christian empires. Yes, he hated Christians. It's a fact. He wrote about it extensively. He hated Catholics. And yes, they perform rituals. That is not an imagination. It's not a conspiracy. The only conspiracy are those that are colluding to hide those facts. And now we can really stick our noses down at them. And no, I want to be clear. This is not Judaism. This isn't your grandma's Judaism. It's a cult mysticism. That's the way that it's able to move through seemingly all the faiths, right? Aleister Crowley. Well, how could you have the Star of David once upon a time? What was it, before 1914? That was the flag of Morocco. That's weird. That's not a Jewish nation. What does it actually symbolize? Occult mysticism. That's why it's on the cover of Aleister Crowley's books. If you're going to perform magic and rituals. And yes, sorry guys, got to wake up. It's a Monday. We got to get you there. They deem children to be a necessary part of their initiation rituals. This I'm going to read from you is actually a direct quotation from Sigmund Freud. Okay? Person that was hailed as a hero. We were in high school and middle school, and he's the father of modern psychology. Yeah, guys, that's kind of the problem. That is kind of the problem, actually. Anyway, to contextualize this, he's writing a letter to his best friend, also the person he was having a gay affair with, who mentored him, Wilhelm Fleece. Now, I should.
I love how obsessed she is with this topic, bro. All right. Okay. I don't need a whole background on Freud, babe. Or your a background on Freud through the lens of Candace Owens. Let's see what the part about her and Benny Boy was going on.
Of the B'nai B'rith lodges. Look at, I mean, probably books, obviously, that you would never, ever be able to read in high school. You have to start to conduct research independently. Ben Shapiro's family ancestors, B'nai B'rith, okay? Barry Weiss, B'nai B'rith. That's why when you see these differences and amongst Jewish people, they want you to make the mistake of thinking that this is what all Jews are doing, and it's not true. Okay? There's such a fundamental difference between a Dave Smith and a Ben Shapiro. I have a suspicion that I could quit working. Like if I just texted Dave Smith and I said, I don't want to be friends or ever work together.
So what? There are good Jews and bad Jews? Like what are we doing? Like I mean, there are good people and bad people, but like this is very weird, Candace. It's like it's just interesting that all the people you name happen to be Jewish, you know? Like there's no one in there that isn't Jewish. you keep naming Jewish people involved in this whole conspiracy thing. So I think that's where the suspicion arises that you may be leaning into some anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Or any capacity ever again. I gotta feel like he would just let me move on in my life. I got this suspicion that he wouldn't. But you could see that there's like something else brewing when it comes to people like Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro. They can't let these things go because they view themselves as supposed to be over us, right? And they also won't criticize people like Jeffrey Epstein. Now, in case you did not pay attention to what was termed Pizzagate back in 2016, the short of it is that the DNC email server got hacked and off.
Fucking Pizzagate. Oh, brother. Candace, come on. We're hitting all the fucking greats tonight, boys. We got the Jewish conspiracy theories. We got fucking Pizzagate. God damn. That's great, Candace. Oh man, who gives a fuck about Pizzagate? It's fucking 2026, dog. All right, let's see your shit with Ben. There was more with Ben. What are we talking about? What's going on?
And has gone through so many people like Mark Levin and of course Barry Weiss, always the staunch defenders of Israel. Nothing to see here, nothing to look at. People, this was going viral this weekend, people rightfully going back and examining Ben Shapiro once again working diligently as he did with Pizzagate to tell people to dismiss the Epstein emails because he had sources and everything we needed to know was already out. Take a listen.
She went out there and claimed there were tens of thousands of hours of tape. There are, by the way, but they are child pornography. The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not what the tapes are. Okay? I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff. And
every time I listen to her, I feel like she's 2 tangents away from saying the earth is flat. She's so conspiracy brained. No, absolutely. No, she 100% is. I've said it before. Candace Owens is not well. I do think she's a grifter to an extent, but I do think that she genuinely believes a lot of the shit she says. Like, I don't think that she is grifting when she talks about all this shit. Like sometimes, like, she does kind of oversell it, and it's like, okay, you're doing a little much here. But for the most part, I think she's fairly locked in with what she is saying. Like, I don't think it's an act she's putting on when she says all of this shit.
have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child porn. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list. That basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts. And the vast majority of those contacts are already out there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names that have been mentioned here. Those contacts, there is no evidence, according to the DOJ and the FBI, and again, that's public. There's no evidence that any of those third parties were having girls trafficked to them. And that is not evidence that was made clear, certainly, to the DOJ or the FBI. Here is Tucker then asserting that it was actually Mossad. Again, without evidence, not a shock. Of course, this is where Tucker was going. This has become the hot speculation on the internet, is without evidence. You say that Mossad was running Jeffrey Epstein. When I say without evidence, I mean without evidence. Naftali Bennett, the former Israeli prime minister, said, quote, as a former Israeli prime minister, with the Mossad having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false. This accusation is a lie being peddled by prominent online...
All right. What you got to say about all this, though?
Well, there you have it. It's just, I don't know how he does it with a straight face. I'm just like, well, anyway, guys, there's millions of emails, but don't even like, it's like, Mossad hasn't been doing nothing. I know it seems weird because BB's like always here or whatever, and we seem to be doing their bidding everywhere. But the Mossad just like said in 9 days, they were like, I'm a chill. And they haven't done a single thing here.
Like, this is what frustrates me about people like Ben Shapiro and shit, is because I feel like they give someone like Candace too much goddamn ammo. Like, their defense of Israel is so fucking ridiculous and so goddamn, like, committed that you end up looking like the fucking stereotype that Candace Owens is trying to paint you out to be. And it's like, fuck, dude. like you're making her job so easy, man. Like, fuck. Like, it's so easy for people to just believe a conspiracy theory and just believe it's like a Jewish conspiracy theory that like it's going on, rather than looking at it being a loyalty to Israel and Zionism and shit like that. And it's just like, you make Candace's job so easy. You make it so easy. You're just, oh man, it's so painful to watch. Because at the end of the day, he's going to turn around and scream anti-Semitism, and it's just going to be like, well, I mean, a little bit, yeah, but also you got to stop saying certain things, my guy. Like, you got to stop acting like Israel is the end-all be-all. God damn it. Like, she should have to work for this shit a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Make her work. Make her put in the work, okay? She is making bank off of this. At least make her work for it. Stop handing her fucking layups, bro.
At all. I know it might look that way. Miriam Adel said she doesn't even know their names. She doesn't know who they are, actually. She's doing her thing, and she's giving Trump $200 million, but it ain't got nothing to do with the Mossad. So I just wanted to bring you that stunning report from Ben Shapiro. Thank you for clarifying, Benjamin. Nicki Minaj also went off in a series of tweets after it was revealed that Jay-Z was mentioned in one of the emails. Now, I'm going to wait for a little more information regarding this email because I don't want to be first to publish, because they are now saying that some of these emails came in later when people were allowed to then just flood the FBI with reports. That might not be right either. So just give me some more time to look into it. But the point is Jay-Z was mentioned here, and it was in the context of being with Harvey Weinstein, watching somebody be assaulted. I'll definitely have more for you guys. And basically a bunch of people.
All right, let's skip to the Charlie Kirk shit. Lingering questions on Charlie. What do you got, Candace?
Cutting back into the Charlie Kirk story, something amazing, and I cannot believe I missed this, okay? So I suddenly thought, let me just try to work through actually every minute and every hour of the last 48 hours leading up to September 10th for both Erica and Charlie. I started with Charlie and just trying to confirm what had been said, public statements that were made from people in his inner circle about his whereabouts, also Erica's whereabouts. And unbelievably, I did not catch this, probably because nobody actually watches or listens to Josh Hammer, But he came out once I released the text message. I said it was on September 8th that he texted and said, I'm abandoning the pro-Israel cause. Well, Josh Hammer came out and clarified that actually Charlie sent that text message on September 9th, the day before he died. Here's what Josh Hammer said in his own words. Take a listen.
Candace Owens seized on this totally out of context screenshot of Charlie Kirk being very upset that a Jewish donor was withholding his $2 million donation. And she used this as an attempt to say, oh, Josh Hammer's lying, that Charlie Kirk remained pro-Israel until his final moments.
Yeah.
But she's also holding aside that 2 hours after this screenshot, if you look at the timestamps, 2 hours after that, I and a few others were in a small Zoom chat, a small Zoom call with Charlie Kirk the night before he was killed that Charlie organized. Charlie organized this Zoom call for the express purpose of trying to make sure that he had all the best answers, the best messaging advice for how to speak about Jewish-Christian relations and the Israel question on college campuses.
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to say he's so full of crap. The idea that Charlie had just gotten back from Korea and was like, oh, please help me, Josh Hammer. You're a complete idiot. Please help me learn how to speak to college students. Josh Hammer and a rabbi who lives in Israel. Like, there was nobody else available. You know what time it must have been in Israel for him to organize this call? Why is he doing it with this rabbi? Was it Wojcicki?
It's incredible to me how her audience has managed to keep up with all this shit. Like, there is something fascinating about that, because these are people who I suspect struggle with like high level concepts, you know? Like, I do imagine a lot of these people are not, you know, the smartest to put it simply. But I will give them this. They have a lot of fucking capacity in their brains, because they remember this shit. They remember all these little details. They remember all the ins and outs of the stuff Candace puts forward. They're like recalling shit from months ago. You know, they're like, Candace, remember that tip you mentioned back in like week 3 of the Charlie Kirk assassination saga? Yeah, well, I've been looking into that, and I discovered like 5 other leads, and it's like, what the fuck? Is it just like a group delusion? Are we all unwell? Like, what is happening? Oh my god. It's fascinating. This is fascinating. There's a whole world out there that I am unfamiliar with, man. Like, these people go out into the world on a daily basis and perform their jobs and do their lives, and then they come home and they watch Candace fucking Owens. Like, there's gotta be like a break in reality there, man. Like, there's something happening. Because how do you go out and just perform as a normal person and then come home and watch this? Like, I spend all my time online. You know, I see bullshit all the time. I'm used to seeing crazy shit. I'm used to hearing the most just manic fucking bullshit at this point. I'm used to people fucking like you know, like just posting through their fucking mental health crisis. And so I get it. I'm used to it. But god damn. I don't know. There is something so weird about being able to go out and just be a normal fucking person and do your 9 to 5, and then you come home and you clock into the Candace Owens show and you listen to all the theories about Charlie Kirk and how he's, you know, like, and how who's involved in his assassination, and Brigitte Macron, and you just listen to all that shit and you take it all in, like, and then you go back to work the next day and you talk about this shit with your coworkers? Like, do they also watch Candace Owens? Like, I don't know. Because some of these people are like, and then, I mean, and then some of these people are like stay-at-home moms, I guess, too. So maybe they talk about them with their like other stay-at-home mom friends. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to like take a like poll of the average Candace Owens fan just to get a just to get a grip on what we're dealing with here.
whatever his last name is, you're not going to just call like Dennis Prager, who you're apparently writing a Shabbat Shalom book with. It seems a little suspect. So you're actually clarifying for us something that's amazing. This is a stunning admission, okay? Because we know that when Charlie got off of this phone call, he texts that evening a text message to Dan Flood and Andrew Colbert saying, they're going to kill me. You should have left it at September 8th because now the September 9th schedule is looking a little bit suspect. Let's pull that up. I want you guys to see this. Let's go to September 9th first, okay? So we know, which I've been able to confirm, that Charlie had an appearance in the Will Kane show. That's from his TPUSA office. Erica said,
Oh, we've got the fucking document. We've got the document pulled up. We've got the timeline. Oh man. She like this is what I mean. Candace puts in the work, dude. She puts in the effort. Like she's up here typing up all this shit. I gotta give her props for that at least. Candace is awful in many different ways. She is insane, but she's putting in the work. They're putting in the fucking work with these documents and shit. I imagine she probably has someone typing up for her, but I also could see her just doing it herself. I think she's crazy enough to spend time typing up a goddamn timeline of the Charlie Kirk assassination all on her own. I think that's possible. But I'll give her that, you know? She keeps saying she's gonna post it though, and she hasn't, so fucking post it, Candace.
that Charlie had the call with Josh Hammer around this time. This is, guys, just so you know, this is Arizona time, okay? That she was getting her nails done around this time. That's what she told me in person. Well, 3:54 p.m., she's referring to the chat. Charlie sends out that text message regarding leaving the pro-Israel cause. 6 o'clock p.m., again, this is according to Josh Hammer, because he says 2 hours later, which would have been 5:54 p.m., 6 o'clock p.m., Josh Hammer and this rabbi that literally is based in Israel have a Zoom call with Charlie. So he sends a message, the chat explodes, people are pulling out their money. He's saying, I have no choice to abandon the pro-Israel cause. Then this rabbi stays up and Josh Hammer stays up. They have a call with Charlie about talking points to do what he's done his entire career, because he doesn't know how to do this himself. He's turning to Josh Hammer, who he does not have a great relationship with, to help him massage out his points. Okay. He's getting messages from Bob Shillman. Everyone's pulling out their money. And then we know that after that,
All right. Let's get into the D'Angelo and Caleb Hammer stuff.
I'm suing.
1 second, because I am gonna record this one as well here. Do I have it up here? I do. Okay. All right, so apparently D'Angelo did a video on Caleb Hammer, of all people, who is basically that really shitty finance bro who likes to crap all over people for having bad finances or whatever, and he acts like he's doing it to be benevolent and helpful. And basically his entire thing is just shaming people, and he seems to have a hate boner for women specifically, very misogynistic, doesn't like, you know, quote unquote social justice warriors, SJWs. He's very very critical of that sort of vibe. He's very much a right-wing shitty guy. I don't know how else to describe him. He's just one of those, he's just kind of another really kind of shitty right-wing content creator in a sea of shitty right-wing content creators who like to be antagonistic towards the left. That's it. That's him. That's Caleb Hammer. He made this tweet being like, he made this tweet where he was like, someone named D'Angelo made a disgusting hit piece on me. I'm responding to it live right now on YouTube. Come join. I need to respond. And so he did that. Here's a little taste of his content, I guess, here for you.
Yes, you are old.
I'm not old, I'm just seasoned.
That seasoning is actually dust.
I don't know. My husband likes seasoning.
To him, you are still young because the dude is nearing retirement.
I don't think either of us are going to be able to retire.
I agree.
Well, we've
That's
been trying to make a kid.
How long have you been trying?
5 years.
Okay.
It's
You're not going to go
harder.
the medical route? IVF.
Like, who the fuck? Like, again, he's talking to them about their finances. He just said, I don't think you're going to be able to retire. Like, she said, I don't think we're going to be able to retire. He said, I don't either, implying that, you know, their finances are not great. And then he goes, have you considered IVF? Do you know how much that shit costs? No, I doubt they haven't considered it if they're fucking coming to you for financial help. I don't think they're considering IVF, my guy. Fucking, like, oh my god, dude. We had someone go on literal Big Brother to try and win the money to do IVF for herself. That was a whole fucking, like thing that happened, season 24. Brittany Hoops, I think is her last name. She was so fucking desperate to get to even just second place so that she would be able to pay for the treatment. So I don't really think that they're considering it if they're coming to you for their financial straits. Yeah, all right, man.
If anything like that, it's expensive, but
Very expensive.
But
But what? It's expensive. You But what?
I want people who want to have kids to have kids.
Yeah.
You know, we have a declining birthing population.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. People who worry about that, like, I'm not saying it can't be an issue, but people who worry about that, it's kind of a red flag. It's kind of a sign for me.
Liz, I'm 38 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's calling her old because she's 38. And that's you can just tell by the way he talks to women.
Tips.
Hold on.
What do you do for a living?
I work as a barista at a coffee shop.
We know, which I would trust your they them latte.
I make a good latte.
We know.
Like, okay, all right, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but have you looked at yourself in the mirror? Like, what do you think is going on here? What do you think is happening here? You're just some guy. You're literally just some guy. All right, dude, you're just some guy.
What do you make?
It's $10 an hour plus tips. And I also, on the side, work at a retail store for $18.50 an hour.
How many hours a week are you working in?
I work about 67 hours between both jobs.
3,400 is what hits your account on a monthly basis, by the way, which 41,000 net at 20. I'm not at all complaining, but she told me she has to raise her man-child boyfriend. What do you do for a living?
Like, it's like, it reminds me of, like, kind of like, it reminds me of the kind of like daytime television, kind of reality TV-ish, like, usually it's a court, usually it's like a court show, you know, like Judge Mathis or Judge Judy or that kind of thing. It has that same vibe to it of being kind of shitty and judging people's life choices and decisions and making a sort of spectacle out of it under the guise of helping them, when in reality that you're not really doing that at all. It has that same sort of, you know, Judge Judy or Dr. Phil kind of vibe. Like, I'm exploiting your hardships for my own benefit kind of deal. But this guy, Um, D'Angelo did a video, and I watched the video. It was not particularly slanderous or anything like that. It was just a normal ass video, but I imagine because it's D'Angelo and it got quite a few views and quite a bit of attention, Caleb felt some type of way about it. And so this is D'Angelo's response to Caleb and all of this stuff. So we're going to take a look at it.
D'Angelo. So says Caleb Hammer in a live stream that took place on his channel with over 2.8 million subscribers. I'm suing D'Angelo. So says Caleb Hammer in a live stream that took place on his channel with over 2.8 million subscribers, in which he delivered the single worst response I have ever received in the entire time I've been on the internet. This, for me, is like the equivalent of a ukulele apology or Shane Dawson screaming on a live stream. Caleb came in hot, okay? I'm suing D'Angelo is what he named the live after it ended. And funnily enough, it's not called that anymore. He's been trying to walk this back a little bit. Right now, he wants to play Kumbaya, etc. He seems to think we could be friends or something. I do truly think this man has underestimated the levels of haterade I bring to this game. So if you don't know who Caleb is and you don't know what I said, this is a good time maybe to go back and check out my previous video. The thing that he was threatening to sue me over, I just went ahead and uploaded it. The problem is, before I had a chance to put that video out, Caleb took the original live stream where you just get my unedited thoughts, and that's what he was reacting to, which is why it took him 4 hours to respond to all of my points. And because of this, I regret to inform you, Caleb's live stream is actually unwatchable. It is to the point where people in his audience were begging him, Caleb, please just stop pausing the video every 5 seconds. This is going to take forever. Would you let it play so we can hear what D'Angelo is saying before you go off and start screaming? And this was Caleb's reaction to his fans asking him to do that.
Let 30 seconds play. Fuck you. Unsubscribe. I don't care. Get out of here, bitch. I'm doing a reaction to someone talking shit about me. I'm gonna do it how I want, you little fuck.
And if you're thinking, well, that was kind of a lot.
Like, that's not a normal response, bestie. you're clearly going through some shit, and this struck a chord with you, and now you're feeling some type of way about it, and you had to crash out on live. Like, it's giving a little, just a little unhinged, just a little unhinged. But it's the same weird sort of petty energy that a lot of these right-winger guys have. I don't know if it's just like a conservative thing to be a giant fucking piss baby about getting any sort of criticism or pushback, but it's definitely a common factor across the board with these guys, man. Anytime anyone does anything to sort of, respond to you or make you look maybe a little bit bad in some way, you crash out. You're like, I'm the victim. I'm the ultimate victim in all of this. It's fucking insane. Truly insane. Truly the audacity, I must say.
Lot of energy. Is he like this the entire? Yes. And therefore, sorting through this to figure out what his sort of responses to my main points were was excruciating. I went through 4 hours of this energy just to try to give him a fair shot. I think I'm definitely dumber than I was before. A few of my brain cells have certainly been replaced with rocks at this point, but here is my interpretation of Caleb's responses to my main points that I was making in my video, because I had quite a few. The first thing that I accused him of was uploading misogynist thumbnails, misogynist titles, constantly referring to the women on the shows as the B word, etc. And Caleb says,
We tell them how crazy the episode's gonna be and how the thumbnails and titles are gonna be, and we ask if they're okay with it. They consented, you didn't, you don't matter. It doesn't matter what you think, you fucking weirdo using my name to get views. What is wrong with you, you pathetic fuck who can't do any research whatsoever? You're a loser.
oh, it's bad. It's bad. This is a bad response. I sat through this for every single point that I made just to see if he had any sort of criticism. And so
Like, my guy, take a deep breath. Oh my god. I mean, they can consent to misogynistic thumbnails. It doesn't make them any less misogynistic, my friend. I'm just saying. It doesn't change the dynamic here, brother. Still doesn't change. Yeah. Okay, sure. All right. No, that's a great defense. They consent to it, so therefore they're not misogynistic. Perfect defense. No notes. Continue.
So if I sit here and respond to every single time he like starts crashing out and going off on a tangent and I don't know, trying to verbally whack me over the head with a cartoon hammer, I think we're going to be here for a long time. So pardon me for just responding to his main point. The people on my show, the women on my show consent to being on my show. They're okay with my titles and thumbnails. They talked at length about this, about how they have a whole onboarding process. And this isn't a case of Caleb just, you know, belittling his guest without their permission or whatever. And he uses the same argument to combat many of my points where I'm saying the things he's doing are wrong. And I think that's hilarious, to basically build your entire defense over something that does not actually contradict what I was saying. Caleb seems to think that I am offended for the people specifically inside his videos. And that's certainly one way of interpreting my video, but I definitely believe the vast majority of other people watching were easily able to see. My point is that Caleb is playing into an ecosystem of misogynist content by appealing to people who hate women, want to see them get called the B word on a thumbnail or in a title, say you hate them, etc.
But that's also part of their game, right? This sort of plausible deniability where they act like they're not partaking in the misogynistic ecosystem. They're not, you know, participating in the in the just ingrained layer, like, system of misogyny that plays out on YouTube, online in general, especially in these sort of, like, in specific online spaces. He like that's like a whole thing that they do, is they kind of, because no one wants to admit they're fucking right wing, right? No one wants to admit they're a conservative. So everyone has to pretend they're a centrist or a moderate and act like they aren't actually leading in a more right-wing conservative direction. So they have to be like, no, I'm not misogynistic because they agree with it. They're okay with it. If I was if they weren't okay with it, you know, then maybe I'd be misogynistic, but they're fine with it. It's like they can consent to misogynistic thumbnails and misogynistic pictures. It doesn't make them any less misogynistic. It doesn't make it any less of you playing into what you know is a very active right-wing ecosystem online that hates women, that despises women, that really likes to see these, you know, sort of AI edited thumbnails of women crying or angry or whatever, you know, like, oh, she's look at this social justice warrior crash out, that kind of shit. Like, that's been popular for years, but it's definitely, you know, definitely popular now for sure too.
The actual individual opinions of the people in the video have quite little to do with what I was saying. Anyway, my next point that I made was that he was an anti-SJW in the year of our Lord 2026, which I don't even think he disagreed with me.
Because every single person I've met who's a social justice warrior, or like the old, like not old school woke, but like the new woke, because old school woke was good, but they're actually like the worst people I've ever met. If the guest is an SJW, I will make fun of that. If the guest is a racist, I will make fun of them for being racist. Watch the content, you pathetic piece of trash who can't make actual valid criticisms.
Again, we're not doing so hot right now. I guess I didn't say it, but making anti-SJW content is pathetic. It was bad back then, and it is doubly awful now because we all know that this is just stupid. He explains that, like, social justice warrior is a horrible type of person. These are awful people who are constantly on their moral high horse, people who, like, hold people to these impossible standards and this, that, the other. And while there are...
Like, comparing social justice warriors to a racist is very funny. Like, I don't think those two things weigh out the same at all. One is someone who is holding you to maybe an impossibly high moral standard, and sure, you may never reach it, but what is the actual harm being done there compared to someone who is racist? Are we okay? Are we on drugs, Caleb? Like, what is it? One of these things is not like the other. Like, what? God damn.
definitely people like this who exist. I just find it quite interesting how the term SJW gets applied to people who are usually just saying things like, oh, hey, don't say slurs. Ooh, maybe you shouldn't treat marginalized people as less than. If you think the people doing this need the same level of being made fun of as actual racists, you have completely lost the plot. Anyway, my next point was that he was being weird about pronouns by purposely showcasing people using alternative pronouns in the beginning of his video. That way, his audience of bigots was predisposed to dislike.
Like, I do want to be clear. I don't think social justice warriors are actually like holding people to an impossibly high standard, but that's how they view it, right? That's how someone like Caleb views it. It's like, you want me to not say slurs, you want me to not be shitty. That's kind of a high bar for me, man. I don't know if I can reach that. So that's what I mean when I say that. For them, it's an impossibly high standard because they just can't fathom not being a piece of shit at times. It's so ingrained in them.
Liking this person. And Caleb's response to this is actually amazing. And by the way, if you want to see the expanded version of any of my arguments that I'm talking about here, you can just go back and watch the last video. Again, it's all there. It's explained in more detail. I'm not actually just going off of vibes. I am showing the things I'm talking about.
Do we respect pronouns?
Absolutely.
On the show, I have made mistakes, but I respect. Dude, we're fucking researching your pronouns because I thought you were a woman. Because I didn't hear you speak first, so like just based on your face. We respect pronouns. What are you fucking talking about?
Oh, the dangers of being a beautiful man. Now you've got proof in the wild that I just walked through this earth and people are like, you are too beautiful to actually exist. You must be a woman. Nah, I'm just pretty. But listen, my point wasn't that Caleb has ever misgendered anybody, because if that happened, I don't know. My point was exactly what I said in my video, which has not actually been contradicted here in any meaningful way. So let's just move on. Next, I accused him of leaning on homophobia as well, which he said can't be the case because
I don't hate gay people. We have someone say too many gays working at this company. No, that's a joke again. You read a title that is outrageous and silly and you say I'm homophobic? You say I'm sexist? No, you're fucking retarded. That's the only real thing here.
Ooh, all right. Whipping out our...
Wow, he's so woke, bro. Like, you can tell when they're putting on an act because they slip up with shit like that. Okay? I'm not saying that there are any, like, you know, woke people or people who are maybe more like left-leaning who wouldn't drop the R slur, but you're less likely to see people with actual conviction and who have actual sort of beliefs on these topics drop the R slur like that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Come on, dude. Again, it is 2026. It's a big 2-6, brother.
First slur, let's go. Or let's not go, because this is just actually really tiring. The longer this goes on, I just feel like the less effort I actually have to put into responding to this. I have gay people working for me as an unironic response to homophobia accusations. But just wait, because later he's going to do the same thing with racism and be like, oh, actually, I know black people. If you think I'm kidding, you're in for a ride. Also, I really do love how thus far, not even one thing I said has been contradicted. Not one. If you think I'm leaving out context, because trust, I am leaving out vast swaths of this live stream, you are free to try to get through it. Whether you will do so with your brain cells intact remains to be seen. And by the way, seeing how he just used the R word to describe me for some reason, that was one of my points as well. Hey, being ableist isn't cool. Using this word all the time isn't great. At one point, he was calling a woman's autistic daughter the R slur. And so this is what he says.
I said it for an outrageous moment that she consented to. She consented to. I talked to her about it before we started filming. You don't know anything. You're offended on behalf of someone who is not offended.
I'm going to give a stupid metaphor because Caleb is a stupid person. So I don't even feel like I can talk about the smart anymore. Let's say you have someone on your show and you both agree, okay, we're going to go whack a random person with a stick. When I show up later making a YouTube video called Caleb Hammer should probably stop whacking random people with sticks, I don't actually think you get to say, well, the person I invited to whack people with me was a consenting adult, so you don't know anything. Using slurs is ableist, and y'all were literally using it to describe an actual human being. Are you serious right now? The same applies to the misogyny, the homophobia, everything that we've covered so far. Again, has nothing to do with your guests. Like, it has something to do with your guests. It's still cringe to watch you sit around and be creepy and sexist and misogynist to real human beings, but their consent.
That's the other thing. This guy is supposed to be a finance guy. He's supposed to be helping people with their finances. Why are we talking about like all sorts of other shit? Like yeah, you got to maybe delve in a little bit to help people, you know, manage their financial issues. You got to understand what's going on in their life. You got to understand what they're paying money on, like what, you do. You got to delve a little bit in. But there's a respectful way to do that. There's like a decent way to do that. A way where you're not being a piece of shit and just doing this sort of casual, oh, I make fun of everybody. I talk shit on everybody. It's a joke. It's a chill, like we're just chill over here. I've got gay employees. My guy. My first interaction with this guy was an interaction he had with Frogan. And I don't even remember what exactly it all was, but he said Frogan should come on the show, and it was very much not coming from an actual place of wanting to help her. It was coming from a place of wanting to humiliate her, to have her on the show, to cater to the many people who hate her, right? The many very Islamophobic people online who like to call her all sorts of awful things. So that was my first interaction with Caleb Hammer, was seeing that sort of interaction with Frogan and being like, this guy's not fucking great. Like he's not the best guy out there, man. He kind of fucking sucks.
Is a minor point in this larger argument of you pandering to people who want to see this content. And speaking of just difficult watches, the next thing I talked about was just how icky he is when it comes to many of the guests who are women talking about their bodies. I made the bold claim that actually it's super weird to, within the first minute of meeting somebody, mention their boobs. But you know what? Caleb was like, nah, fam.
Welcome to content. Dude, I'm literally making content. What do you think you're doing? You're over sensationalizing this for content. That's what I was doing there. Do you not know how YouTube works? Why is it up to him for what's appropriate?
I didn't know that he was the appropriate police. Show me your badge.
I gotta say, though, if Caleb is the dumbest person alive, whoever that is with the pink.
Oh, God. I hear a bird chirping, bro. Can you hear that bird chirping? I hear a bird chirping. Babe, shut up. I don't know who this girl is, who this woman is. I need her to shut the fuck up. Okay, we get it. We get it. You're a pick-me, you're a bird. We get it. Please, shush now. You can stop talking now, okay? You can stop talking. Oh my god. 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 I'm arguing on your fucking behalf, bitch. Like when I make these arguments against misogyny, it is for all of us to have a better world, not just for me. Please. Please, just shut up, okay? You are doing nothing to help the betterment of your fellow woman. Please shut up. God damn. I cannot stand a goddamn bird, okay? A goddamn pick-me. Sometimes I will never turn my back on you, sister, but sometimes I really do just want to walk away. I want to just give up because some of y'all are beyond fucking help. Oh my god. Who made you the police? Where's your badge? Bitch. Please. Just be quiet, okay? Just be quiet. It's okay. I'll handle it.
Care. Strong candidate for second place. Anyway, much of this is him explaining, oh, D'Angelo, like me talking to people isn't the first time I'm actually meeting them. We have, again, this onboarding process they refer to. We do a lot of vetting, etc. And to that, I say nothing because it's still creepy to talk about people's bodies this way, bro. Especially in content for other people who, again, are clicking in because on some level they want to see this. Anyway, I would say
she's literally defending him making comments about another woman's body, about their breasts, I guess. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. You can't do this. I want better for us. Please, I'm begging you. You can't let these men do this. You can't let them do this shit because it's just a fucking joke, man. It's not just a fucking joke. It is related to deeper shit. It is related to a lack of respect for women. And it continues to feed into the environment that creates this lack of respect for women, this lack of fucking care and just decency towards women that men have to engage with. They have to be just awful at times, especially online, towards women. Like, it is a rite of fucking passage at this point. And you're just feeding into it. You're just giving them that sort of cushion to be like, oh, well, she doesn't have a problem with it. Fuck, dude. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Right around here is where the live stream started breaking down. It just started devolving to combat my assertion that despite being so very stupid, as I'm sure you're seeing even in this video, Caleb is still harmful, and that's why I'm calling this stuff out.
Look through our email, look through our socials. We've had over 50,000 people minimum at this point that have changed their financial lives in the last 4 years because we've done the show. You've never positively impacted someone's life other than entertainment once. Fuck you. You have no moral ground to stand on. None.
And I think after this, he sort of realized that the vast majority of things that I was saying in my video can't really be argued against because I wasn't wrong. So they just, I don't know, the three of them just started going off of vibes, slowly backing away from making any sort of attempt at rebuttal and just doubling down on the same things they'd been saying the entire show.
I don't know how to react to this anymore. It's the same thing over and over again now.
And he hasn't made a single good point.
No, he doesn't. Anything he tries to is so uninformed of what actually happens here. First of all, why is it up to you to determine what the show is? Like, make your own show.
That was his response to, oh, hey, it's pretty stupid to try to shame people in open relationships. All you have to do is take any point that I say and say, actually, that's not a good point. And where do we go from here? I guess you win. Okay, great.
I love how his argument is basically based on him being above criticism as well. Like, you have a public show with which you criticize people's financial situations, and you say you are doing it for the good of these people, for the good of your audience, to help them turn their financial situations around if they are in a bad one. You are not above criticism, my guy. Like, people are allowed to comment on your show, on what you are doing. I don't understand the point he's trying to make with, like, oh, you're just do entertainment, blah blah blah. You've never done a good thing in your life, blah blah blah, which is ridiculous. But it's also just like, even if that were true, it doesn't even mean that he can't make a comment about what is happening. Like, he can't make a comment on your show. That's not what that means. It means that you may not value it very much. You may not put much stock in his opinion. But he's allowed to make a video giving his opinion.
And that would be a little bit less serious if I was just making, I don't know, nonsensical points that don't matter. But when I'm saying things like, oh, hey, you're doing something racist on your show, and your response is to call a black person on the phone.
I was just accused by a man that I am probably the most racist man out there.
Which he is lighter than you, Robert.
Which, by the way, I will say, if anyone is willing to call me on my shit...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did he just say he's lighter than you? Is that where we're taking this shit? Hold on. Hold the phone.
Because he...
Which he is lighter than you, Robert.
By a man that I am probably the most racist man out there.
Which he is lighter than you, Robert.
Which, by the way, I will say, if it...
I'm guessing that was like the other guy there. So it wasn't Caleb who said that, I don't think, but he did not react. That's a crazy thing. That's a crazy point to make, man. We're doing this fucking full on colorism now too? Like, holy shit. In like a weird like reverse way too. Like, it's not even like real colorism. But it is, because it's like, you're like using your darker friend as like a token to back up your racism. And you're using him as a token against another black man. What the fuck are we doing, dude? Like, this is embarrassing. Oh my God. Like, not an ounce of self-awareness either.
Anyone is willing to call me on my shit because he knows, like, it's like nothing bad will ever happen. Robert will always call me the fuck out. Robert, am I racist?
Robert, am I racist? Robert, You're on my show. I've called you up, Robert. You're my best black friend, Robert. Am I racist? Robert, tell me if I'm racist, Robert. Robert. Oh my god. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. Oh, wow. Okay. If this is how you want to go out, my friend, have at it.
No, not racist.
Okay. Well, thank you, Robert.
Are y'all starting to see why?
Thank you, Robert, for your enlightening contribution to this conversation. Like, I don't want to be that fucking bitch, but especially not during Black History Month, you know? Like, goddamn. Like, goddamn. Don't make me do this during Black History Month, Robert. Come on. You can't be out here doing this shit. God damn it, Robert. God damn it. You're gonna make me look real bad, Robert. I don't want to say this shit during Black History Month, my friend. You're gonna make me real sad. Oh my god.
I said this reminds me of the ukulele apology in terms of disconnect from reality. This is a little subtler. It's a little less out there from the surface, but holy moly, this is unhinged. And I think what almost makes this comical is I was saying not to mock Vietnamese people's accents. Also, him saying that I said that he's the most racist person out there. I didn't say that. Caleb's not the most anything out there. I think that's what's so incredible to me about his content being as popular as it is. You're not the funniest. I'm sorry. We don't need to sit here and just start jacking him. I think he's doing great doing that himself in this live stream. Now, this part's really funny. I point out in my video that so much of what Caleb does with his guests is projecting, or at least to my untrained eye comes across as projecting to many of the people watching it. And Caleb has the brilliant response of, no, actually, you're projecting.
Is that not what he's been doing this entire conversation? You've concluded that I'm racist, sexist, homophobic, you name it. That is literally your entire content. You're drawing conclusions about things you literally know nothing about. You don't know me, you don't know our content, you don't know our guests, you don't know the process. Shut the fuck up. That is all you do.
It's crazy to say this about a video that is live. It is live online. Anybody on the internet can go look and see what I said. This is not like a reality-based interpretation of events. This is like Caleb's reality, which I would not want to live in, man. I said it before in my last video. You could not pay me. You could not pay me. And speaking of like fake reality, fake everything, one of my main points was that if you go to Caleb's earlier content, this nasty personality, he does not talk to people like this. He's not acting like this constantly in all of his videos. It's forced. And Caleb says, my assertion that he's faking a personality for views is worth suing over.
Tyler, am I me or am I fakey? You're very real.
Yeah. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, you're pretty the same.
Fuck off, D'Angelo. You fucking. Oh, sorry, D'Angelo. I just interrupted a black man. Tyler, please finish.
No, I was saying the same thing as them.
Yeah, have fun in hell for interrupting him.
Literal liar. And actually, that's a lie against our business. I could sue you for that. And maybe I will. I have unlimited money.
Do it.
He's looking for it.
I could sue you because that's actually defamation against me and my business. Saying that this whole thing is fake, I could sue you.
It's so pathetic. Okay, Ethan Klein. Like, is that just the meta now? Like, I go back and forth on this shit because I understand to a degree why we are such a litigious society, all right? It is fucking difficult to get justice in America for most things. If you are wronged, the best way you can do it is by going through a court of law and having someone be held accountable in a court of law. Like, that is unfortunately the best avenue we have, if you can afford it, obviously, to get justice and to hold people accountable. However, people are just getting crazy, man. They're just like threatening to sue people over the most frivolous fucking bullshit. Like, you are a joke. Like, I think suing for defamation is ridiculous to begin with because it's such a hard thing to do, especially if you're a public figure. You know, like, that's such a hard thing to win to begin with. It's going to just be a waste of time for everyone involved. So I'm already pretty anti suing for defamation on that front. But the fact that you have this fucker up here being like, yeah, no, I could sue you for this. I could sue you for this, dude. Have you ever heard of an opinion? You do know you can't sue someone for having an opinion, for having a take on something, and his take is that you're faking it. His opinion is that you're faking it. That's not something he said necessarily as a statement of fact, as a statement of truth. It's his opinion. He's allowed to have his opinion. Like, this is such bullshit. It wouldn't hold up in a fucking court of law. You're just doing this so you can act all tough, so you can be all like, so you can beat your chest a little bit, so you can be the big guy, try and scare somebody into thinking that you're gonna sue them, that you're gonna punish them. It's pathetic. It's just, the internet is full of such pathetic guys these days, and it's like, come on, we gotta do, we can't do this. I'm so tired. This is the year 2026, the big 26. We are going to be doing things differently, all right? We are leaving guys like this behind in 2025. I am done. I'm over it. It's time to move on.
And I have the best lawyers in the business. You would be so fucked.
I suppose there's not much room in Caleb's head for multiple thoughts, and so he got very fixated on this idea. Once it popped up into his head, oh, maybe I could sue this guy, he starts framing the rest of this response as, oh, you made a bad point and you're wrong and the guest consented and I'm gonna sue you. And when you mix that with just his grandiosity, and listen, I am a grandiose person for sure. I'll stop and wax poetic about my own good qualities any day. But at the very least, holy God, at least my content doesn't come across like this. This is his reaction to me saying he sold out his viewers for just cashing in the misogyny bucks.
Dude, I could retire tomorrow. I'm sorry. Now, I want to keep working for two reasons. One, I enjoy it. I'll be so fucking bored if I don't. Two, I also don't want to just fire everyone. But, like, that wouldn't be very good. But, dude, I have more money than you'll ever have. And again, that's not a fucking brag. I'm sorry. It's really not. But it is true. It is true. And I could retire tomorrow.
I'm not charging people like $1,000 for an online.
It's not a brag, but I'm definitely bragging. Like, what do you mean it's not a brag? It's not a brag, but it's true. I have more money than you. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging though, but I have more money than you. I could buy and sell your home. I could buy and sell your life. I'm not bragging though, man. I just have more money than you. Jesus Christ.
Course, I'm not posting like 3,000 videos on one channel, taking every single thing I do and splitting it up into 50,000 shorts and a repost for members and this, that, the other. No wonder you're making so much money, Caleb. You are spamming. I personally think like, oh, I don't have to sell anyone out because I'm already super rich is hilarious. You're rich like this because you've been sold out, honestly. Very much proving my point, but that's okay. This next one really took me out when I point out that his mods are deleting criticism all the time, which is a very, very common complaint when it comes to people talking about Caleb Hammer. He decides to lecture me on why this is the case.
So this is what adults have to do and content creators. You know this because you've probably received a lot of criticism. There is a lot of criticism and you have to parse through what is valid and invalid, and things snowball like crazy. If it is valid criticism, you respond.
A lot of criticism. Okay, listen, I am a much smaller channel, a much smaller channel. I've had a couple videos that have gotten a few views, that have gotten some, negative comments from certain groups online. I have never deleted bad criticism. I've deleted straight up offensive or bigoted shit, shit that I just don't want in my comments. I've deleted Nazi shit. But I've never deleted just bad criticism. There are a lot of people who have a lot of, opinions on my videos and what I should do with my time. And they have, they've told me, how they feel about my videos, but I've never deleted bad criticism. It sounds like you just don't want to listen to people who have maybe a negative opinion of what you do or of your show, because that is very different than just people being mean to you or people shit talking you, and even just people shit talking you. I don't think you should delete that shit either. I honestly think that you shouldn't delete anything unless it's actually shitty. Obviously you can do whatever the fuck you want with your own channels and shit like that, but I do like my philosophy is ultimately just I don't delete shit unless it's actually like offensive Nazi shit or something like that. At which point it's like, yeah, no, I'll definitely delete those fucking comments, but yeah, I don't think I've ever deleted just like bad criticism. Again, like I've had people straight up tell me to like, you know, end my life in my comments. So I don't know, just like bad criticism is one way to put it, I guess. Cuz like what he's getting at is that he deletes shit that is, you know, people having negative opinions on his content because they don't like his content. They're saying they don't like his content. They don't like the things he does, probably similar to the critiques that D'Angelo had, and he deletes those, which is kind of crazy.
Do it behind the scenes by making things better. But if it's invalid criticism, you don't actually have to think about it, and you just don't let it snowball.
Yes, I have received a lot of criticism. And you know what I've never had to do? Delete it. Or have anybody delete it for me. And yet I find myself coming out on top of every bit of criticism that's ever been lobbed my way. Much of it valid, much of it invalid. The fact that the moment somebody has something to say about you, you either try to shut it down aggressively like this, threatening to sue me, or you just successfully shut it down by having it deleted. We're not playing the same game here. Also, if you notice my tone in this video, just being kind of like somewhat lighthearted about this and trying to chill, it's not the easiest thing to do in a video where Caleb is being racist and calling me slurs. Actually, he used the R word 42 times. I have a transcript. I control F'd. This is actually.
Jesus Christ, 42 times? But this guy's, you know, he's a good guy. He thinks he's a good guy. He's a chill guy. Caleb's a good guy. He just calls you the R slur 42 fucking times. Hey, yo.
Excruciating. Anyway, as for my assertion that the people he sold his original audience out for include a bunch of bigots, he says
every left wing or woman or trans or whatever minority that loves financial audit, you're all bigots apparently, according to D'Angelo, who is the authority figure on what people are allowed to think.
Or your audience is racist. You actually do have the most racist audience that I've dealt with in my time on YouTube. I pissed off Shane Dawson fans, Cody.
Like, it's so similar to Ethan Klein's kind of bullshit of being like if you have people call out his audience or call out the sort of how he has a lot of women in his audience, for example, a lot of so-called liberal women, and how that contradicts with consuming Ethan Klein's content at this point, and perhaps even for longer than this most, you know, recent ordeal. But it's very similar to that sort of vibe of you guys are all, you know, right-wing racist, you know, bigots or whatever, and it's like, I mean, scratch a liberal, I don't know, maybe a little bit, maybe just a little bit. They're definitely dealing with a lot of internalized misogyny, and they don't seem willing to unpack that.
Those fans, some of them are really mad at me at one point. Your audience is a mess. Whatever people of color or women or various marginalized minority, that does not change the fact that over the past couple of days, I've seen some of the most heinous stuff. And I love how this is the same argument the third time, right? I say one thing and he's like, oh, well, here's one person who likes me, so that can't be true. I say another thing and you're like, well, here's one black person, so that can't be true. I say you're pandering to bigots, and he's like, well, look, maybe you should have thought this through a little bit before just going live while you were clearly still like pissed. As per my assertion that he's not even really helping his guests at this point, which is kind of obvious. You just have to watch the content and see it's so much more entertainment based than education. Caleb says this.
But our classes have helped lots of people. 50,000 comments, emails, DMs over the last 4 years of people changing their life because of the show. And again, the average guest has paid off $25,000 in 12 months. Not helping people anymore. Just because we have fun and we do some slop doesn't mean there's no help.
That's awesome for the people who have been helped, but truly does not move my needle a little bit on my opinion that you're still not helping the people who come onto your show, and your content as it exists currently is not helpful for people. Anything helpful you had to say about finance, you have already shared on your channel, probably within the first year of you doing YouTube. Oh, and speaking of that $1,000 course, in my original video, I said I thought it was predatory to take people who are struggling with their finances and be like, oh, you can pay me $1,000 and we'll help you fix this. But
look at any other program that is on the same level. Welcome to the marketplace. Also, do you know how expensive it is to make and maintain? You have no idea what our payroll is. Listen, I'm not not promising I'm suing you, but I'm promising I'm talking to my lawyers about suing you. You can't just say it's a scam. You never took it. But you saying that in front of thousands of people, buddy, I'm going to.
Wait, I gotta look something up real quick. Because I saw something. Um. Because I don't know. Hold on, I gotta. Give me like 30 seconds. Okay, because I noticed a very, 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 very small thing here that I have picked up in another video that I watched earlier today, which was on scammers, right? And this is a very small thing. I do just want to point it out though. Because if you look at the fucking pricing, and I don't know all the details of
Also,
this.
do you know how expensive?
If you look at the fucking pricing for the personal audit experience, one, the fact that it's 86% off. So the normal price is $6,997. Okay, that's insane. But also, the 997 part. Apparently that's like a weird like scammer like strategy, like it's not like a scammer strategy, but like a financial, like an online market kind of strategy thing. It's like a psychological, it's like a pricing strategy, like a psychological pricing strategy thing. Like I don't even think it's like so weird. Like I don't fully understand it, but it just like stuck out to me that that was something that that uh that I noticed here was that he's using like the weird psychological like, oh, use a 7. There's like various different things that explain it, so I'm not the best person to explain it right now off the cuff of like one research, like Google research, but yeah, it's just like a weird thing that I just oh man. All right.
Expensive it is to make and maintain, you have no idea what our payroll is. Listen, I'm not promising I'm suing you, but I'm promising I'm talking to my lawyers about suing you. You can't just say it's a scam. You never took it. But you saying that in front of thousands of people, buddy, I'm going to sue you. It is objectively not a scam. We put a lot of effort in, a lot of research, and worked with a lot of experts on those. You're done. And also, if it's a scam, everyone can get a refund if they just ask.
I didn't say it was a scam. I really didn't. I still don't believe it's a scam. I believe exactly what I said. The idea of us being in court and And they're like, okay, so he's suing you for saying his course is a scam. And then I'm just like, great, let's watch this 4-hour stream where I never said that. It's a hilarious picture, but obviously that was never a reality, which was why I wasn't concerned about being sued in the first place, despite his crying, kicking, and screaming. Besides his course, he also offers an app, which was terrible and had some of the worst reviews I've ever seen on the Android store. And to this, he says,
it sucked. Our first 6 months were bad, and it was a big learning experience. The app is very good right now, and then in a couple weeks when we launch 6.0, that our development team built from the ground up, millions of dollars, is going to be incredible in the marketplace of apps.
Has anybody told you that you remind them of Donald Trump? See, now I'm pulling a Caleb Hammer. I'm not actually responding to what he said. This is just a straw man, but the marketplace of apps. Okay, Caleb. That being said, okay, so you haven't fixed the app yet, meaning I was right in pointing out that in its current version, it's not a good product. It's funny. I think if you had like maybe watched the...
Like, this guy's such a textbook right-wing, like, shill kind of guy, you know? Like, he's... Like, this is textbook, like, to the letter. Like, don't actually respond to the criticisms being made, make a straw man, dance around the topic, make it seem like you're the victim in all of this, you're the one who's being criticized, and it's all about you. Like, oh my god, this is literally the just like right-wing conservative playbook for this kind of shit. And yet he will still sit up here and be like, I'm not a right-wing conservative guy or anything like that. I just hate leftists and don't like women and all sorts of bullshit, bro. Fucking hell.
Edited version of my video before hopping on the live, you might have realized that there was very little for you to actually say. Anyway, we're finally getting to the end of this. Yes, believe it or not, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. One of the most important points in my video was that Caleb Hammer does not seem to understand the concept of consent. Not just talking about, oh, we all consented to call people's slurs together, so it's okay. I went over an allegation of somebody saying that he touched them and it was unwanted. And Caleb's response initially was like, oh, well, I recorded me getting consent. And I was saying that does not matter at all, actually. Recorded consent doesn't mean somebody was consenting to everything that you're doing, right? And Caleb says this.
Getting consent is not enough anymore?
I think where he's going is that if somebody gives you consent,
they can take it away.
They can take it away.
That's why I get it
that's
before
where
and
he's going.
after, D'Angelo, you fucking weirdo. Why cover the shit you're talking about when you're trying to destroy someone's life? Dude, you're an asshole. You're a bad person. She tried to make it sound like I fucking raped her for trying to put my hand on her leg. D'Angelo, you don't understand the impact of the words you have. You can destroy people's lives, and it is not funny. This is why no one believes allegations anymore, because of people like you. He said Cody Co was wrong for not responding, and now he's freaking out for me for responding.
It's really...
This is why nobody believes allegations anymore. Is such a fucking telltale. Who's nobody? I know many people who believe allegations because they're not fucking right-wing shitheads who think that every woman or every victim is lying. Are you kidding me? It's such a fucking dog whistle. Like, it's such a fucking like little red flag on the play. Caleb, you outed yourself a little bit there. He just, like, there's little things where he could just, like, where his true opinions start to pop through. Like, nobody who believes victims says that shit. Nobody who is actively out here being like, I believe victims. I believe that these things should be investigated. They should be taken seriously. They should be given the time and effort that they deserve to handle these things and get justice for the victims. No one who is out here saying that shit is out here being like, oh, people don't believe allegations anymore. Like, you're not keeping up the facade when you say something like that.
Really, really, really simple, guys. If somebody says I didn't consent to something, you can burn yourself out, bend over backwards, try to tear the stars from the sky, trying to prove that they did. It doesn't matter. I wasn't acting like, oh, Caleb Hammer needs to be deplatformed. I was just saying that you hate women because you get called out by women. Actually, more frequently than that one post. We're going to get to that in a second. Anyway, the last point I made in my video, the ultimate conclusion I left with was that even some of his current viewers are just tired of him constantly going after the worst people. And it's not even good content at this point.
You can't say that. You get no views. We do. Fuck you. You're nothing. How are you the owner of all content on the internet? Determine what is good and bad. 3, 2, 1.
This show is not for you, and that's okay.
die. Not actually. Minecraft. No, just fucking, I'm losing my mind. D'Angelo, I love you. You're fine. I'm gonna sue you.
Not the first person who's told me to die, but maybe the first person with 3 million subscribers who told me to die during a live stream and then immediately tried to play it off as a joke. Like, I am so chill right.
Like, totally normal behavior. That's, yeah, totally normal behavior right there. That's not indicative of your mindset or your fucking opinions or anything like that. If you are just casually able to throw out, you know, shit like that, like, man, it's not making you look too great. You're not beating those allegations.
Now, because I did all the normal things of like, oh, let me go to sleep first. Let me wake up. Let me focus on some other things and collect my response to this. But like, what? Anyway, from there, you get this amazing stream outro.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You didn't research anything. You're a performative weirdo. You are not the moral arbiter of the world. You do not get to decide what is good content. You are nothing. You're pathetic. You've never contributed to the world. We have real results, real lives, 50,000 people. Every guest that's been on the show, 25,000 hours in 12 months. You've done nothing. You'll never be remembered for anything. You're pathetic. You are 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We've all moved on. No normal person cares. And ladies and gentlemen, say it with me one last time.
This show is not for you, and that's okay.
See you in court, bitch.
Bye.
I need y'all to understand. I think I've only included like thus far about 7-ish minutes of him talking cumulatively, but the stream went on for more than 4 hours and 7 minutes. What was he doing in that 4 hours? Either repeating his points, drilling down into unnecessary detail on each point. He would get stuck on every single argument for so long. It made this video so hard to like even try to respond to. But like, he was also just being unhinged the entire time. I cut out so many parts that just sounded like this.
I don't think you know this because everyone around you tells you you're a good person. You are a bad person.
I just feel like that's
you are a negative force in this world. You fucking stupid piece of over sensationalizing shit. You have done no research. You have ruined your career. What is wrong with you? D'Angelo, dude, you are a broken individual. You have no ability to actually understand what people are saying. People like this actually need to be held accountable for the fact that they just say things and then they move on and there's no consequences. You're a bad person, D'Angelo. That is an actual lie.
Y'all remember earlier when I was talking about projection?
This video has discredited all of your previous work because now we know you don't research and you just virtue signal about everything, meaning nothing you say and everything should be questioned.
Like, he is just yapping. Like, God, like, you're not really giving unbothered, my friend. You're not coming off as not being bothered by what has just transpired. It's saying, it's giving that video really got to you, Caleb. It's giving D'Angelo's points might have struck a nerve. Like, I don't know, man. When I'm not bothered by something, I don't usually talk like this. I don't usually act like this. I'm usually, you know, pretty relaxed, pretty chill. I'm not getting all, you know, worked up over shit. That usually happens when I am bothered by something.
That you've ever said. This video has confirmed that because this is really bad. This is really bad, man.
How much research does it take to call a spade a spade? He seems to be really hung up on the fact that I was not making a video essay. I was just on a stream saying, oh, this is bad. And it's kind of a point in the larger trend of bad things I've been talking about. So I want to get into it. He doesn't seem too familiar with me. So it's okay if he didn't know this going in. But this is my third channel. I'm not on my main channel. I'm not even on the second channel I made. Truly, the only point of the content here is just for me to yap and for people to watch it if they find it interesting. I wasn't streaming thinking your career was going to end. Surface level commentary, because what you're doing is obvious. You are literally a bigot. I'm not wrong about these things. You are bigoted in this video, ignoring my criticisms because I'm part of the community or whatever.
When people use like the word misogynist from your community, if I'm grouping you wrong, I'm sorry, but what I'm assuming is you guys just
like, what community is that? What community is that, Caleb? What community is that? Centrist, a moderate. Totally not a right winger, not a conservative, not anything like that.
Weaponize that word. You don't actually mean it. And it's impossible for anyone to prove they're not.
First of all, what community? To Caleb's knowledge, I wasn't part of any community, which I think is hilarious. But I'll help you out. Yes, I am non-binary. I'm a non-binary man. I use he, him pronouns exclusively. To look at somebody and assume, oh, you must be queer. So I'm not going to listen to anything you're saying. Buddy, you're bigoted. Where do we go from here? You actually did this by sight. You did this from jump before I had ever opened my mouth.
It should probably be very sane and normal. Then I looked at them and can we see that? I'm not expecting very much.
What did you glean from a simple picture of me? I'm black. Okay. Why would that lower your expectations? I wear weird clothes. That has nothing to do with anything. I'm gender non-conforming. Why would these be reasons to count me out? Caleb, I never looked at your content, saw the outside of you and said, I'm going to Actually, I did. I went to this man's TikTok and I scrolled through all of his thumbnails and saw him in these pictures sitting next to these women showing like, oh, I bet this content is bigoted. But the reason I was able to do that was the framing. I didn't do this because of who you are. Meanwhile, you turn around and you think you're doing the same thing to me, but the only crime I committed was being not what you think I should be. It's kind of interesting. You suck really bad. And nothing you said in the 4-hour live stream has disproven that. If anything, you just proved so many of my points. Dare I say every point? So, wow. The video is no longer called I'm suing D'Angelo, but it is called D'Angelo Wallace is trying to cancel me. Oh, but I proved him wrong. You wouldn't be able to define the word cancel if your life depended on it. He comes back and pins a comment and says, I'm sure D'Angelo is a good guy in general, and I know the internet slop community can get pretty intense, but if you're from his community, please listen.
Internet slop community is so funny because if I had to decide between Caleb Hammer and D'Angelo for who is putting out slop, I mean, I'll let you figure it out, but I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious which one of these two is putting out the slop.
I know I can likely be more over the top and say words you don't like, but I hope you're willing to actually hear my responses to the criticisms he gave. So you acknowledge that I was giving criticism and not just trying to cancel you. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to tell you right now, nobody who follows me would actually be able to make it through your 4-hour video. I was barely able to make it through your 4-hour video. You know what? Let me be honest about this. I had to read it. I had to read it. That's the only way I got. I could not listen to him speak for 4 hours because it was so soul draining. I had to be like, you know what? Let me just get the transcription of this and pretend it's like a Substack article. That way I can survive the editing of this, get it out quickly and move on with my life. Ain't nobody finna watch that, Caleb. But I still suggest that people do. If they really want to see the unedited versions of his live points, I'm not misrepresenting him because the original video is still there. It's still online. You can go see what he said and see whether or not my interpretation of it was fair. Anyway, he says, and no, I don't sue for criticism, as people are saying. That would be every day of my life if so. But when you claim that I do not provide any benefits to our guests, allude that our products are scams, allude. Oh, see, he's realizing I never said the products were a scam. The backtracking is wild, y'all. And say flat out that I am racist, homophobe, transphobia, and sexist. That's where the actual legal troubles can happen. No, they can't. You were never actually going to do it.
Also, again, that is an opinion. That is an opinion. You can't sue for an opinion. Someone saying this person is racist, is homophobic, is transphobic, etc. You don't even have to say I think. Like, you can say this person is this and it's still your opinion. Unless you are putting it forward as fact, unless you are being like this person factually is this thing. It's just saying this person is this thing can still be taken as opinion without including, even without even like making the distinction. It can still be taken as an opinion because it is an opinion.
Anything. I had so many people texting me like, oh, D'Angelo, he's going to sue you. He's going to sue you. I went to sleep. I was like, he's not going to do anything. Not even because I know too much about legal whatever mumbo jumbo. I know this personality type. I was like, he's just crying because I dared criticize him. He says, a lawsuit tends to just give another creator more drama to react to, so it's more than likely nothing will happen. But these are serious things to discuss when creators make claims such as these. And you know that D'Angelo has destroyed people's careers.
So, in your crash out glory, you decided that you were going to falsely say that you were going to sue. And that's supposed to make you look good? That's supposed to make you not look like the crazy person here? Friend, come on. Come on. Let's walk through this. You had a whole ass moment And we're like, I'm gonna fucking sue. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue. I could sue you for this. See you in court, bitch. Blah, 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 blah. And then you turn around and go, I'm actually not gonna sue. It's just gonna give him more content. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna sue. I'm a baby. Wah, wah. I'm not gonna sue. Like, you're a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit, my guy.
Careers, some rightfully and some unrightful. So ask yourself, how would you react? Okay, whose career have I destroyed? I would actually like to hear it. Hold on. Because I don't usually do this. Shane Dawson? Nope, he's still here. Shane Dawsoning it up. Y'all think I destroyed Cody Ko's career? Wow, here's Cody Ko, uploading more videos than I have been uploading recently. That's crazy. Because here's the thing. I didn't commit statutory rape, right? I didn't don blackface or groom minors. Cody Ko is accused of committing statutory rape. And I made a video saying, Cody Ko is accused of committing statutory rape, and many people in the commentary community are ignoring it because it's uncomfortable to talk about. If that is me destroying someone's career rightfully or unrightfully, it's just not. I have no way of really responding to that. That's inaccurate. And to kind of just get back into Caleb's point, how would you react? Caleb, I wouldn't react. If some dude made a 90-minute portion of his live stream saying, I don't like D'Angelo, you really think I'm gonna grab my friends, have them sit around with me so we can destroy this guy? That is unhinged. You got this comment. Someone said, I wonder then, being a thick-skinned Texan myself, if you and D'Angelo could have a public-facing conversation, two adult men around the same age, nah. He is 30. Caleb is old. I know that I'm 27. So unfortunately, I've lost my right to call people who are 30 old. We are around the same age. But bro, you are so old to be acting like this. Let's be real right now. Anyways, two adult men around the same age, calmly expressing thoughts and concerns like grown-ups. And Caleb says, I'd be down. I DM'd him today to have, where did you DM me? I don't use social media. I didn't see it. That was never going to happen. Every few months, I remember I have an Instagram account, and so I will post a picture there. I'm wondering if maybe that's where that DM is, but okay, let's just keep going. I DM'd him today to have a genuine, productive convo now that we've cooled off. We will see if he's interested in that or only content. Happy to chat to him and get his perspective and give him mine as well. My perspective is that you're racist and I'm black. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to sit in a room with you. I don't want to give you the time of day. I've seen this tactic before. This is a part where
you're racist and I'm black is so real. Like, because why should he even give you the time of day, man? Why should he even give you the time of day? Come on. Come on. Why should they give you the time of day? Why should they give you the time of day? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. No. No. And Caleb is trying to make it a whole like thing where they're like, "Oh, you gotta we'll see if they're interested in content or just or like having a productive conversation." Like he's now created this environment where if D'Angelo, doesn't talk to him, then D'Angelo's only done this for content. And that's not the fucking case. But now that's where we're at. Fucking ridiculous. Oh my god.
You're going to be like, oh, see, D'Angelo is intolerant. Oh, see, D'Angelo claiming to be part of the tolerant left or whatever you want to say. Now he doesn't want to talk to me. You're right. I am deeply intolerant of you. Caleb Hammer, we're not going to have a conversation. We're not going to kumbaya. We're not going to kiki. This don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I honestly hate that tolerant left shit because whoever said I was fucking tolerant of bigotry, bro? Whoever said I was tolerant of fucking bigotry? I never said I was tolerant of bigotry. I never said I was tolerant of bigots. I'm tolerant of people who change, of people who grow, of people who put in the effort, to put in the work. But I am not tolerant of straight up fucking bigots, bro. So yeah, fuck it. Sorry that the tolerant left doesn't want to deal with your bullshit on a daily basis. It's so silly. It's such a silly fucking perspective to have, and it's such a silly argument to make that every time it's made I'm just like, yeah, you're right. The tolerant left is a joke. It wasn't real. It was never real. We made it up. Y'all make up shit all the time. We made up one thing, okay? Yeah, we're not the tolerant left. Oh well, sorry. We're not tolerant of every fucking little thing out there. We do have to draw a line somewhere.
And this is also how I know that on some level, you must have believed what you were saying in your live stream, that you think I don't believe anything I say in my videos. It's all because I know people agree with me, or I just have to have the right opinion and virtue signal, as you say. But I meant every word. Unlike you, I'm not grifting. I'm not lying. I'm not faking anything in my content. If I said all these awful things, it's because I believe them about you. Why would we ever talk to each other in a public facing conversation? If you want to have me on and I can walk you through the steps of deleting your channel and that could be your last video, sure, I'm down. I will look at my schedule. We can arrange that. But beyond that, dude, go kick rocks. I can't stress this enough. You suck really bad. And I would prefer never to think about you again. It's funny how I'm like, oh, go kick rocks. You suck. I don't want to talk. And his fans are finna be like, oh, wow, D'Angelo, such a baby, such a baby. Meanwhile, your fave was on there crashing out. Your fave was on there fighting for his life, trying to disprove even a single point that I had to call me the R slur 40 times. This is hilarious.
Like, such a baby, such a baby. But Caleb had to literally call up one of his black friends to be like, am I racist? But yeah, D'Angelo's the baby in this scenario. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Like, again, Caleb Hammer is really just like, he's like baby's first right-wing YouTuber, you know? He's like baby's first right-wing content creator. He's like the appetizer before you get into like the hard shit, like Andrew Tate or something. he's the introductory to he's the gateway drug, if you will. Because what the fuck, and because you know, you get tired of the sort of lackluster both sidesing kind of thing, and you're like, I want something harder. I want some of the hard stuff. I want the Andrew Tate. I want the Nick Fuentes of it all. Like, oh man, God. But he'll say he's not a right winger. I'm sure he would not identify himself as a right winger, despite the fact that he definitely has identified himself as not a leftist and someone who is very much against the left. He seems to have a hate boner for the left, and I think that's because the left to him represents, you know, women and everything that he probably hates in the world, like queer people and all sorts of other shit.
Anyway, someone asks him, you suing or nah? And he says, likely not worth the time or energy. I get worked up easy. So his reasons for not suing me: he doesn't want to give me more drama to react to. It's not worth his time or energy. Caleb, the reason you're not suing me is because you would be laughed out of court. I know that's what your lawyers told you. You said you were going to call them on Monday. You didn't need to call them. Nobody would ever pay attention to this in any serious context. I am an internet commentator, and I said your videos were bad, and you threatened to sue me. Anyway, his sort of last word-ish-esque thing that
Also, now he's fucking Streisand affected this shit, because now you have people talking about the situation, like myself and other people who have made videos on this, and it's like a whole thing now. He's just made this into an event now. So congratulations, Caleb. You played yourself. You did the one thing you're not supposed to do. You reacted to it, and you made it into an entire situation. You said you were gonna sue, you crashed out, you did a whole fucking, like, spectacle on your fucking live show, and now everybody keeps going and watching it and responding to it and giving their... Because I've seen at least, like, 2 other videos about this shit at this point, which definitely would not have happened if Caleb hadn't responded to D'Angelo. It would have just been a video on D'Angelo's channel like any other one. It's incredible. And again, right-wingers do this all the time, bro. They get in their fucking feelings and they end up bringing more attention to a subject, to an event, than it originally would have gotten. It's so textbook. It's so perfect, dude. Oh my god.
I pulled from Reddit was him saying, here's the thing. I've put a lot of care, time, and even money into trying to make the best educational resources we could. Okay, we get the point. He cares a lot about his audience and he's doing this for the love of the game. So when I'm told I'm sexist, racist, transphobic, or homophobic to them, or in general, I take that personally. I love every single guest that has come on. Yes, we make over the top titles and thumbnails that lean into crude humor and I roast the heck out of people and say bad words, but not only do we get consent 5 times before we do, they literally ask for it. This is probably the closest he's coming to like a decent response. It's still really stupid. Hey, you're putting out content that is spreading harmful narratives and you're leaning into that to profit. Oh, okay, well the people in the video said it was okay. It doesn't make any sense, but like, dude, imagine if you had just put this out first and not done the whole 4-hour live stream, we wouldn't even be here. And I wouldn't be about to share your pedophile allegations that people were talking about, which I didn't even know. But you kicked up such a storm, so much dust that everybody started being like, hey, we've been trying to talk about Caleb Hammer for a while now. There's some deeper stuff here. While I was streaming, I saw a couple people say, what about the pedo allegations? And I couldn't really respond to that because I didn't know what they were talking about. But let's get serious for a second, okay? I actually think that you probably back down with the lawsuit stuff because you might have realized who I am or what I've been known for saying on the internet about the people I've talked about. And you preemptively trying to reach out to me was probably so I didn't turn the video into this.
When I make jokes, a bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago.
So I was like, okay, what jokes are we talking about here? You were in live chats. I guess this user super ho diddly ho would be Caleb screenshotting pictures of people saying he's hot, is he gay, please, being told he's 16 and no, perv, talking about, oh, but the age of consent is 16. By the way,
whoa. Also,
would be
I
Caleb
just saw
screenshotting
something
pictures of
that
people saying he's
I
hot,
think
is he
just
gay,
confirmed the
please,
suspicion
being told
I
he's
had.
16 and no, perv, talking about,
oh, is this fucker in my state?
oh, but the age of consent.
Please tell me this guy's not. I thought that was my fucking governor on the goddamn back there. Why when I type in fuck, oh my god. He did a, what the fuck? What the fuck? I confronted the governor of Michigan? This is from 2 months ago. What the fuck is this?
So today with the governor of Michigan, I'm going to be auditing the state's finances.
Oh, the goddamn Michigan thing. God, this guy's in my fucking state, isn't he? God damn it. I want better. 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 I want better for my state. I want better for us. I want better for us. I want better for us. Come on, dude. This is the representation I get. Fuck. God damn it. Are you fuck? God damn it. That just took me out. That just made me really upset on like a spiritual level. Why the fuck is, I thought that was fucking Whitmer in the background. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. Here. What time are we at? We're at 36:56. Okay, remember that. Oh, where was it? Here. This fucking shit right here. I don't even know if you can fucking see it, but I don't know if I could zoom in. It's kind of hard because I'm like holding my microphone. Right here. Kind of see it, I hope. I'm not sure. But I thought that was fucking Whitmer, dude. I saw that shit and I was like, is that Whitmer? Why the fuck? But I was like, no, why the fuck would Whitmer be here? But it's because this fucker's got Michigan connections. God damn it. All right. Let's finish this shit. I just ruined my goddamn day. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know where he is. I don't want to even know how far away he is. I don't want to know how close he is. Please. I don't want to know. Like, what do you mean? What was the age of consent in Michigan? What do you mean? Maybe he's no longer in Michigan. I'm hoping he's no longer in Michigan and I am free from this fucker. He probably moved to California. They always move to California. I'm just going to tell myself he's moved to California.
Consent is 16. By the way, y'all are saying like, oh, this is from a decade ago. No, it wasn't. 8 years ago was not a decade ago. You're 23 years old talking about kids like this. I would like to personally stick my penis in a hole of his. Any hole will do. Thank you. Being told, Caleb, dude, the person you're talking about is like 14. Caleb saying, nah, he's actually probably older than that. If it's legal to be with 17-year-olds there, it's legal here. Being told,
What the fuck? Sorry, I definitely got distracted by the whole Michigan shit, but what the, like, this just makes it even worse. What the fuck?
Caleb, you're 23. This is gross. Not really. Well, I'm 50.
Like, even the fuckers in the chat, like in your chat, are like, hey man, this is kind of fucked up. Like, you should maybe shut the fuck up. Like, even your friends are like, hey brother, my brother in Christ, what the fuck are you saying? Oh my god. Like, that's bad, Caleb. Even your fucking friends, even your group chat buddies are like, hey man, chill. This is not a good joke. This is not a good bit you're doing. Also, I think it's really funny when people are like, I was making a joke, I was doing a bit. It's like, I'd make jokes, I do bits. I've never done a bit about being a pedophile. You know? I've never joked about that. Or being racist or anything like that. Like I do jokes, I do silly shit. I try to have fun from time to time. But I've never done that shit. Yeah. Because I don't think that shit's funny, you know? I don't think that's a joke. I think that's a serious topic.
And I find a sexy 21-year-old and I could be his sugar daddy, I will do it, or her sugar daddy. By the way, I already know I'm gonna get the worst human beings you've ever known in my comments talking about actually being 23 and making sexual comments about 14-year-olds wouldn't be pedophilia, because technically, don't get me banned off YouTube, because what I want to say to you, I can't even say to you. People call these the pedo accusations, and it's pretty obvious why. You can call it what you want. I am just telling you, why are you a grown man in here talking about, yeah, let's do all these things to these kids? Look, it goes on and on and on. Both my grandparents' sets are 10 years apart. 6 years is nothing. I would shove that, you know what, right down his throat where it belongs. Being told, well, it's something if they're underage. Well, anyone under 16 is. Believe it or not, 17 is not under 16. And here's a part where I know I'm going to get people saying, well, D'Angelo, like, you're trying to ruin his career. You're doing the thing. I'm not trying to ruin his career. I'm not even suggesting that he broke the law. Caleb himself says if something is not against the law, there would be no trouble. This is literally like Shane Dawson light. Why are we acting like this was some sort of norm for jokes in 2018? Again, I want to show you his response.
When when I make jokes.
This is vile stuff. By the way, you've got hella people on the internet defending this. It's almost like the jokes are not as bad as actually being a pedo, even though idiots treat it as such. But can we acknowledge that the jokes are pretty bad, though? Like this person who said, as a parent, I see where you're coming from, but for me, it really depends on the quality of the jokes. These jokes barely even register as such. There's no setup, no real subversion of expectations. In the screenshots, it looks like Caleb sent pictures of actual kids that he claimed he thought were hot and made explicit comments about what he wanted to do with them sexually, while other chat members were telling him to stop. Yes, that's what is in those screenshots. Why is there a comment section full of Reddit?
Like, how many of these guys are out here calling trans people pedophiles, you know? Like, how many of these guys are out here like, trans people are predators or whatever? Because I'm willing to bet a good chunk of them are. You know, like, they're sitting here defending fucking pedophilic comments. Meanwhile, they're turning around and insinuating that trans people are all predators and pedophiles who want to take advantage of people. Like, oh, yeah. No, that's the kind of cognitive dissonance I love, babe. Fuck.
I'm answering my own question even as I'm asking it. The easiest thing to do would have been to just be like, that wasn't me in those group chats. But by talking about it, he seems to have confirmed that this was in fact real. This is from a video seemingly that came out over a year ago, actually almost 2 years ago, has 140,000 views. You got people in the comments of this guy's second video about Caleb talking about someone tell D'Angelo immediately this is about to blow up. Wait, I like this comment. No, D'Angelo was supposed to do proper research himself. This is not hard to find. I would like to address that if I can. It's actually super depressing to treat every single person I talk about as some sort of possible Shane Dawson and just immerse myself in trash. I think my early content that I made was important and I'm really proud of it, but also please give me some grace to not constantly make content that makes me want to die. But I'll tell you right now, this information is online. The original post that I did include in my video as a point about Caleb's complete misunderstanding of consent, you have multiple people in the comments saying that they've had the same experience with him, saying they know people who've had the same experience with him. After my live stream, you had people reaching out to me in my business email just trying to tell me, thank you for this live stream and talking about him. He was pressuring me into doing this stuff. He was doing this that made me uncomfortable, etc. And people have been trying to say this for years. I showed you the chats. There's also a bunch of other things that people get into. I'm not going to spend the rest of the video going into these allegations bit by bit because much of my early content was really depressing for me to make, and it was almost an exercise in mental self-harm, if I'm being honest with you. My addendum, my amendment is that there's also a bunch of other things that could be talked about with Caleb Hammer. People have already made these videos. They're on the platform. You can watch those. But yeah, this guy is just like, I'm out of energy now. And I'm sorry. I wasn't even really supposed to be working yesterday. It was my day off. I just wanted to put that video out. That way I could get this video together, try to draw some attention to the other things people are saying about him. But honestly, the content that I'm posting right now is genuinely the best I can do. And no wonder he freaked out so hard. I kept trying to figure out like why was he reacting this way? Why was he reacting this way? This explains it. If you're worried that everyone's going to find out on a bigger level about the pedo chats, well, they just did.
You guys, we have got to talk about Gabby.
Yeah, it does seem like he might have been just like super worried about people finding out about his fucking bullshit.
I'm suing D.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say about that other than I am curious about some of the other stuff, I guess, that might be out there about Caleb. Maybe I'll take a look at that later at some point. But that's crazy. I did not expect this to end in fucking pedophile allegations. I also did not expect to find out that this guy was from the same state as me. Fucking dope. Okay, yeah, that is really all I have for this right now. I am also gonna wrap up the stream because this took longer than I thought it was going to. But give the stream a like for me, please, and leave a comment maybe. I don't know, later or whatever, or leave a comment on the video too, because I watched the video when I put it up, etc. And hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. That would be great. I'd really appreciate it. And that's pretty much all I have. I am gonna head out because it is late and I have some other things I need to do. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You're great. You're awesome. You're cool. Please take care of yourself. And I will see you all later.